good question. I was divorced before I came to Islam. So, thank you. Yes, brother.
Since my childhood, I have seen Palestine's troubles and difficulties and lack of interest of the Muslim countries who are so rich, and they have not been able to form a single opinion about a particular issue. You are a journalist, you met so many people. What is their opinion as to what is happening and what their contribution is toward the solution?
Thank you. The brother's asked such a massive question that I will repeat the question, but I may not have an answer. He says that, quite rightly, this is a 64-year-old problem now in Palestine of occupation and devastation and the rape of land and cultural aside, and yet none of the, should we say, the Gulf Arab states and all of the moneyed Muslim areas have done anything about it. What's the answer? And I have to say that the answer lies with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I've never, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I think 2 years ago I felt very negative, very down with everything I've seen, and we can think of Syria now. But I promise you, only something massive that we can't even predict is going to change this, because the Israelis are not going to change. And it'll have to be something big to change the hearts of those with a lot of money. So, you know, keep making dua. Sorry to fudge that question. Sisters, would you like to ask me anything else? Yes. Alhamdulillah. Sister has asked, how did my family react? Well, broadly speaking, that means, what did Tony Blair think? Let's be honest. I haven't spoken to Tony Blair directly since the invasion of Afghanistan, because I believe he is a war criminal.
He is.
And if I was in the same room as him, I would arrest him for war crimes.
Allahu Akbar.
So I don't know what Tony thinks. My sister Cherie is a person of faith. She believes in God. So she is receptive and to all people of faith. But my daughters were interesting. I said to my two daughters, who were 8 and 10 at the time, what do you think if I become Muslim? And they said, we have 3 questions for you. Question number 1, when you are a Muslim, will you still be my mummy? I said, yes, of course I'll still be your mummy. In fact, I'll be a better mummy. Question number 2 was, if you are a Muslim, will you still drink alcohol? I said, I'll never drink alcohol again, and my daughter said, hooray! Question number 3, when you're a Muslim, will you still show your chest in public? I said, what is this? Why are you asking such a question? My daughter Holly, who's very cheeky, said, I'm asking that question because you always show your chest to my teachers who are men, and I hate it, because I wore low-cut tops. I said, if I'm Muslim, I will always be modest from head to toe in public, and my daughter said, we love Islam! Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. And yes, my 12-year-old daughter Alex took her shahada, and she wears hijab. Alhamdulillah. My mother was, thank you brother, maybe that's a question, thank you. My mother was different. My mother is Islamophobic. She thinks Fox News is too good to Muslims.
Oh my God.
So yeah. So when I went to see her and I said, I've had a very strong experience, a powerful experience in a masjid, she started to cry. And she said, whatever decision you make, I'm with you. I thought, subhanallah, Allah can do anything. I mean, making the universe was good, but changing my mother's heart, that is a miracle. So the next week I went to her house and I had hijab on, and she looked at me and said, what are you wearing that for? I said, because remember, we spoke and now I'm Muslim. She said, Muslim? I thought you said Buddhist. You know? So, I've tried to be a better daughter since. I've read the Hadith and I've read the Quran on being a daughter, and I'm much more loving to her and I'm much kinder to her, and I try to help her. And now 2 years after I became Muslim,